All right, we're at 43,000 feet. Waiting for our descent. Our ATIS is coming in. Let's listen to that. If you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Contact information.
Zulu, is that what he said?
I think so.
Winch has airport information. Zulu 1053 Zulu, wind 1109, visibility 10, 16,000 scattered, ceiling 2,000 broken, temperature 16, 2.10, altimeter 299er, simultaneous visual approach, runway 19 left, 19 right use. Noted. Hazardous weather for attendance running states, information available on flight service frequency.
Alright, I got it.
B265 envoy 30.
So it is the runway we picked, right?
Sounds good.
So then my next step would be I would load the approach procedure. So hit procedure. We're going to load the ILS to the approach. ILS 19 left. Vectors is fine.
Speeder 35, pleasure
and then
destination.
if you wanted to put minimums in,
yeah,
the easiest way to do it would be hit preview.
4059, contact Kansas City Center.
Hit preview, and then what you say? Say show chart.
762 envoy.
I can look up here. My minimums are 1520. So
gotcha.
type in my minimums 1520.
Number 300 Juliet Whiskey, descend and maintain flight level 320.
3200 Juliet Whiskey.
All right, so hit enter. I'll crank that in while you're doing that.
Okay.
32. All right, it's in there,
yep.
And then just hit load.
Hit load.
And the chart will go back to where we were. It loaded it.
All right, very nice.
All right, we're going to go start down.
Kansas City, 4778, level 3008.
We'll do 1,000 foot a minute for now.
Flight stop. Number 4778.
If I got all the way to the top of descent, we'd be doing like 1,800 foot a minute or so, 17.
Yeah.
47,
that's okay. It'll catch it. And then something else I got to do when I leave, my altitude, I got to hit performance VNAV, cruise, and I got to tell it my new altitude.
Okay.
That's a bug in the system that they're supposedly supposed to be working on how to fix. I shouldn't have to do this.
So it automatically should be doing it.
It should be going down as we go down.
Yeah.
But if I didn't do it, eventually my top of descent would disappear. It'd be like,
gotcha.
I don't know. Hey, I was calculating 43. You're at 32.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 9.
Number 300 Juliet Whiskey, contact Kansas City Center 132.25, 32 and a quarter. Good day.
13225. Have a good day, 0 Juliet Whiskey.
Yes.
And this is still center.
Center, hello, citation 300 Juliet Whiskey, 420, descending 320.
Citation 300 Juliet Whiskey, Kansas City, Roger.
Still gonna see. All right, I had to leave it and come back, and now it's white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
I see what you mean about, if you had the chart on the right side from where you're sitting,
I couldn't
you can't even read it.
Yeah, it's too far to read the little number unless I zoom in like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. I mean, but you can use the chart. Put whatever you want over there.
Yeah, I'll try it.
But you got to make sure your cursor wasn't over there.
Nope, I got to go to half and then put you on. There we go.
But now move your cursor to now you're
now
controlling.
I got it.
Exactly. And you can put the ILS. You could do like I could have this. I could have a different chart there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I could have an arrival here. So we could have a little bit of everything.
Right. Okay.
I usually put my arrival here until when I'm done with it. Then I switch to the approach.
Sure.
And it's a easy toggle, right? Because over here, if I'm on charts, it's easy. I just hit.
You just hit arrival.
No, I hit it for the approach chart.
Yeah.
To toggle over, I just hit approach, and it's the one that you load. Or no, actually, it didn't do it. Usually it's the one you loaded, but it defaulted to the top one. And then I could go. But anyways, I'm gonna go info because I want the airport diagram.
Yeah, do the same.
And then my iPad. All right, I put it back in the pocket. I don't want to accidentally leave it down there and step on it.
Yeah.
When we get out. Normally it's on the seat where you're sitting. All my stuff is right there.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get the checklist.
Yeah, I'll have to grab those.
All right, now if we go through clouds, I got to get my engine heats on, right?
Right, because we're pretty cold right now.
It's 10 degrees or colder on the rat. If it's 10 degrees or colder, you have to get the engines on.
Yeah. Oh, it's 10 degrees. Okay.
Because it's rat, not sat.
Right.
So it's just in preparation. You want to do it ahead of time.
Sure.
Of it getting colder, especially.
Well, we're probably a little cold.
Especially on the way up.
Right. Quiet.
Yeah.
You're loud and clear.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Number 300, Juliet Whiskey, descend to maintain, file 240.
2400 Juliet Whiskey.
All right, and normally you would do all this. I should let you do it right now. I don't know why. It's hard for me. It's hard for me not to do things. Right?
I get it.
Just sit here.
Continue.
All right, now I'm going to go performance, cruise, change that, 240, enter, back, full.
I'm not sure if it's smooth.
It's all the same steps every time.
Just 20s may be a little bit better, but they'll still get some chop down there.
We get some chop.
I could step you down slowly here. We could start up with 30, and then.
And it's mostly about controlling speed because it's constantly up and down, up and down. So I'm constantly adjusting the power.
Right.
You look away for a second, you start getting slow.
To maintain file 300.
If I had auto throttles, I wouldn't do that. But then what would I do? I'd
you just twiddle your thumbs all day.
You'd set it in the box and then it would do it.
Yeah.
I like to leave it in VNAV. Not everybody does. I leave it in VNAV so it bugs my speeds.
Sure.
That are in the box.
Yeah.
On all those tabs, the climb, the cruise, the descent, all those speeds are in there.
Yeah.
Class Bravo and 10,000 feet, it'll be in there. It'll be 250 at 10.
Yeah, that's nice.
And any other speeds that are on arrival will be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look away for a second, we get slow.
Yeah, you get slow, wow.
We're going to go fast as I can. All right, I'm going to get the engines on just in case, right?
All right.
And it gives me a little message.
A little CAS message. What does CAS stand for?
Crew Alerting System.
Gotcha.
And the Baron has that too.
Does it?
And the Bonanzas, right? The G1000.
Oh, any G1000.
It's considered a CAS message.
Gotcha.
It wasn't real windy down there, right?
No.
I didn't write the ATIS down.
It was at 10.
Yeah. So that's... Because Kansas can be windy.
Yeah.
It usually is.
Just flat.
It's usually always windy out here. All right, we can quit some of this.
American 2977.
Hopefully it's bumpy with them because
yeah.
I don't think Nadine cares, but
2977.
Cherry does. She's a little nervous.
Oh, really? That's fair.
A banana is when I'll be at 24, right? And a good rule of thumb for altitude is 30 miles out at 10,000, right?
Okay.
Would be a good, just,
Cargo south
just off the top of your head so you know whether you're high or low.
Sure.
Your own profile.
5 degrees left, cargo south.
Our GPS is telling us all this for us, right?
Yeah, of
course.
course.
But if you didn't have this, you'd be 30 at 10, 60 at 20, 90 at
594, we are 5 degrees left.
Okay.
So we're 116.
Yeah, that checks out then.
Right.
At 35.
If 90, we'll be at 30, so we'll be right on cue.
Yeah.
When we get to top of descent, you'll hear the double chime when it gets to 1 minute.
Okay.
And then we're looking at the wings, make sure we're not getting ice. But even in the summertime, you get ice because it's cold up here, right?
Yeah, it is.
Even in the summer. Speed, golly, it's jumping around. It's a little frosty, no real ice.
I think I see that, yeah.
Still too cold.
It's kind of tough to tell. I'm sure you get an eye for it.
The chrome gets frosty looking, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not really ice, it's just cold, frosty looking.
You feel it?
I have to look. I got to keep looking, right? We're starting to get a little trace of ice on the leading edge, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty tough to tell.
Still too cold for the tail, though, right?
Right. What was it? 50?
35.
35.
Be nice if it was placarded somewhere. That was our 1 minute to top of descent.
Okay.
The double chime. And that's kind of a standard.
Yeah.
Most airplanes have that same sound.
Contact Kansas City 133.2.
And it's just to alert you if you're cruising along. So, oh, I got to start down, right?
Right.
Or if it's on, which it is armed in VNAV, it's going to start down at 1,700 foot a minute. If I don't pull the power back, we get fast, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of alerts you, you know, to wake you up.
Yeah. Wake up from your nap.
And Southwest 472, I just gave you a link there for a new frequency there before you do make that change. How was 30?
Yeah, it was better for a little while, but we're back.
So 134.85, I think, will be the
Southwest
the approach
472,
guy.
I think.
I don't know, though. Not guaranteed.
Yeah. $34.85.
I think. I don't know.
We will see. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's a lot easier when it's turbulent.
When it's bumpy, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just get so used to just using the knob. I do
Sure.
the knob.
You push to switch?
Or I would touch. You can push.
You can? Okay.
Push
Oh, yeah,
or 1
I see
and
that.
2 and hold for
Hold to switch.
or something, yeah.
I'll
I
probably
don't
just
usually
go and tap it.
touch it.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that, so I
Yeah.
don't know. About
Never heard that chime before, like when you switch frequencies in this, that little
you
noise.
can change that volume and everything. There's
Yeah, I like it.
under the audio, we can change the clicks on for everything.
Oh, gotcha.
And I can change the level.
Yeah, I like it though.
And when the path turns green, you know we've captured that carrot. We're going to be doing 17, so I'll have to pull the power back.
Yeah.
Still no ice. It's capturing it. So you'll say 30 at 90. When we're 90 out, it's going to be right on.
Pretty good.
And that's just a kind of a rule of thumb, and it works, right?
Yeah.
And it's based on the speed, you know, how many miles per minute we're going.
Sure.
Oh, come on. Well, I got to go potty, too, and then bumping around. Jeez,
it doesn't help, does it? Yeah.
That's okay. That's excuse number one if the landing's a little so-so.
Exactly. You got to build them up ahead of time.
Oh, my goodness. I had to cinch them up.
Got us.
Juliet Whiskey, contact Kansas City 128.6.
128.6, Juliet Whiskey.
There we go.
It's tough.
Yeah. Out of habit, I went to touch it. Should have used the knob.
Kansas City, hello. 0 Juliet Whiskey is 29.7, descending 24.
Number 300 Juliet Whiskey, Kansas City, sending good morning. Descend and maintain 1010,000 to Wichita, altimeter 29997.
1010,000 and 29997, 0 Juliet Whiskey, good morning.
November 03 Golf, on the maintain.
I'm going to do 99 because that's what the ADA said, right?
I think so. What did he say? 97?
He said 97. Close enough for government work, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go ahead and flip it, right? And you'll see, watch my carrot move because it's going to calculate it. So now it's going to steepen it up and catch it.
Yeah.
But Garmin will do it gradually. It's not going to get crazy.
Right.
Like some older autopilots, you wouldn't want to do that. You would just gradually change the baro slowly.
Yeah.
So it would gradually change.
So you change it ahead of time?
Yeah, because we know we're going to go through 18. If we go back up, I can go back.
Okay, gotcha.
You know
that
what I
makes sense. Yeah.
And then at 18, I turn on the rec light.
Gotcha.
That's part of the descent check.
Right.
All right. my co-pilot is getting out his handy-dandy checklist to confirm we're on the same page.
2497 to reset transponder, Park 2142.
And then exterior lights. I do rec light at 18.
Okay.
Some people do it at 10.
Yeah.
But I figure...
And then you put it to...
It goes down for rec.
Down,
and when we get clear to land, I go up for taxi.
Gotcha.
Or landing, I mean.
Gotcha.
It's the same light bulb that's under the belly.
It's just dim.
It's just dimmer for taxi.
Sure.
Are the ones that aim down towards you for taxi.
Yeah.
Taxi and rec is the same thing. But it's still pretty bright.
Yeah.
It's LEDs.
I'm sure, yeah.
Asiana 242, traffic's 1 o'clock, 15 miles southwestbound, 737, descending to flyable 380. Southwest 506 for traffic, 11 o'clock, 10 miles northeastbound, a 747, flyable 370, lower wind clear.
All right, hopefully they're quick turn too, with the fuel.
Yeah,
I have a truck standing by. There's been times I've been out here, they're like, no.
It's not standing by.
It's a little slow. We're sitting there. I mean, they usually don't care. You know, we're just sitting there chilling, but
yeah.
You kind of like to leave on your own terms and not on their terms, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look, you stole my pen, too. That's fine. I got a pen there, too.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
But no, you can have that.
Okay.
I might need it back, though.
Oh, you're...
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I was thinking about my paperwork. I do my paperwork, but I got a pen in there that I use for that.
Gotcha. VOR check and all that.
Yeah, I bought those pens especially so they'd fit.
Because they're short, yeah.
So they'd fit. The long pens don't fit down there.
Yeah, I like that.
Skywest 5396, did you decide upon what altitude you wanted for the final?
And I always load the approach. I told you this before, right, the other day. Because there's so many all the airports.
Yeah, right.
This one is like, wow, they all look the same. They all kind of orient the same direction.
Yeah. It's like, don't like it there. I think it's a good ride.
I think you'd have to be very, very local to know the difference between them.
Right.
Asiana 242, heavy contact, Kansas City Center 132.25.
And then usually when I get real low, depending, sometimes I turn my defog back off and turn it back to normal just so that they get normal air conditioning. And just so it's not making as much noise, because when we get lower, we'll hear the, you know, like when I turn it back, it's like, oh, it's a lot quieter.
Yeah. So you shut it off before landing, or just?
Yeah, I don't have to, but.
Oh, so you don't.
I usually turn the defog off because I don't. Once I feel like it's we're good, like you know, it feels
for about,
not as cold.
Yeah,
I'm putting a little warm air.
Can take you down 240 now if you want to get below.
And you can leave the AC on for takeoff and landing.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And I could leave. I could leave the defog fan on too.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not going to hurt anything. It just.
Right.
I just like to get it prepped for the next leg, because if I leave the defog fan on, when we power back up, it'll still be on.
Yeah.
It doesn't default to off when I recycle.
Yeah. That's kind of surprising. I thought I would think it would.
The air conditioner, if I turn it off, it'll be off.
Yeah.
But if I turn it back on, the defog will still be in the low.
Get Cherry 46, Kansas City Center, Roger. Oklahoma City,
ain't gonna hurt anything.
2993. And you are cleared direct to the Wiley Post Airport.
All right, the next guy is probably going to be 3485.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
And we got Zulu.
Zulu.
So, Jet Share 846, what type of issues?
Uh-oh, he's having problems. All right, this will be good for my channel.
That's
There's something going on.
Yeah.
As long as we don't want anybody to get hurt. But we like
Jet Share 846, Roger. Turn... Actually, flight present heading.
And because I have it in auto, the side fan's just kicked on because it felt like it was too warm up here.
Did they? I had my vent shut. Oh, I see what you're talking about with the mic for headset and oxygen.
For the oxygen mask, yeah.
At November 40 Kilo, clear direct Marvell,
That's Uniform Juliet Mike, emitted altitude, climb maintain, fly level 350.
That we'll stop the climb at flight level 350.
All right, coming through 18, you get the rec light on.
Marvell, Uniform Juliet.
All right,
so it goes down.
Down.
November 03 Golf.
And then when we get cleared to land, no matter where we're at and what phase, I always turn it on, cleared to land. Just to remind me that I've been cleared to land.
Right, yeah.
Well, look at the clouds sticking up in the sun just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
November 235 Juliet Lima, Kansas City Center.
Turn off the engine H now. We're not in the clouds.
Yeah.
American 994, were you checking out?
I think the clouds we're seeing, even that ones close by, aren't that close. I don't know. Because it was what, 12,000 or something? Was it?
I didn't write it down. I can't remember.
It
might have been 20 something. Who knows?
Weather advisory 102 down until 1200. And the convective segments 81 Central for Kansas, 82 Central for Texas, Oklahoma, down until 1355 Zulu, available on flight service frequencies.
Hopefully those go away before we come back.
Yeah.
Or stay in Texas.
Right.
All right, been doing good on my speed, keeping it right up there. As soon as I say something, that's going to go beep, beep.
Sky West 5396, contact the Memphis Center 132.55.
3255 in the right at 270's, just occasional light chop.
Thanks for the report. November 0 Juliet Whiskey, contact the Wichita approach 134.85.
Wichita 13485, good day, Joe Juliet Whiskey.
Good day.
Wichita approach, hello. 300 Juliet Whiskey is 14.7, descending 10,000.
Station 300 Juliet Whiskey, Wichita approach. Good morning. Turn 5 degrees right. Vectors for the visual approach runway 10 left, and you can descend past discretion, maintain 5,000.
5 degrees to the right, descend and maintain 5,000 pilots discretion, 0 Juliet Whiskey.
Station 0 Juliet Whiskey, information Alpha just came out. The altimeter is 3000, wind 100 at 10.
000 Juliet Whiskey.
So you can set it for me, 300 on the barrel, right?
All right.
Down to 5?
Down to 5.
Away we go.
You got that part. Good. Okay. All right.
I just kind of guessed. I can't remember where it was. Somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there.
And then through 10, we got to slow to 250.
Okay.
But this plane, we're not going that much faster than it. You know, we're doing 270.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
So it's not that
just
hard
pull
to
the power
slow.
back a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of concern, like say you did have to pull the power back, you know, in a piston, you don't want to just yank it back and shock
No, you can't hurt it.
There's nothing like that.
You can't hurt it. I can go to idle. And I have gone to idle.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit procedure. Activate vectors to final. Since I'm in heading mode, right?
Yes.
That's a warning because you took away my VNAV when we did that, right? So I'm just going to hit vertical speed and lock in what we're doing.
Gotcha.
Be close enough for government work.
Yeah.
But that was a warning because you took away, it was using that VNAV.
Yeah, the autopilot was.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And I was like,
that
hey,
makes
buddy,
sense.
it didn't do anything crazy because we're still in heading mode.
Uh-huh.
But it just letting you know that, hey, are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
The only way around that would have been as if I put it in vertical speed first, took off the VNAV, and then did.
Sure, that makes sense.
Doesn't matter though. All right, doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah. Now, if this was a GPS approach, would that have happened?
Yes, unless that was unless our arrival.
If we were like on.
But I was doing the VNAV to the airport, so when you turn off, you took it away. So yeah, same thing.
So if, say we had been on like a leg on an arrival, then it would have stayed on.
Yes, if it can join
seamlessly.
Sometimes it'll. Yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha.
It depends.
Yeah.
Ultimate answer is it depends, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
All right, we're going to ease our power back just a little so we can gradually sneak up on 250. And then tower is 18.2. You can put that in because that'll be the next one.
All right.
I always try to stay way ahead because it never fails. By the time they're handing you a tower, you might be busy.
Yeah.
Especially if I was having you read the checklist like crazy. You'd be in there like, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
And then the
You're 55 Whiskey Foxtrot, which departure, good morning, radar contact, come and maintain
Do not exceed
5,000. You can turn right left if you will.
Oh, yeah, see, it told on me, right, if I was doing 250.
Yeah.
And then it switched to 200 for the terminal area, right?
Gotcha.
It will bark at me for that, too, if I'm going 250. See how you're fogging up just a little?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I'll leave it on for a little while longer. I'll turn it off towards the end.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I turn it off, and then when we shut down, it fogs up like crazy.
Gotcha.
It's okay, though.
Yeah.
If I knew where I was looking, I'd probably see the airport, but I'm not positive. Because all of these little things are airports, right?
Yeah, no, it's very hard to tell. I agree.
I think that's IAB. That's that military one. I don't know.
Yeah, visibility is amazing.
Yeah, and it's kind of hazy here.
Yeah.
All right, and we're going to look and see if we're at 17, whatever, right? If you remember. Try to remind me of that. And then after landing, I do have to take some pictures of the screens before I power down or I lose it.
Okay.
The information goes away because it's set up to reset at power on. I take 2 different screens and the hobs
Papa, current McCall
for my paperwork.
Switch altimeter 3000.
And I just do it with my camera real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
We're looking good. What is catchy? Catchy's at 3. I kind of like to know the top of the approach, so I kind of know, if we're looking good or if we're high.
Yeah.
Citation 008 Whiskey, descend pilot discretion, maintain 4,000.
Pilot discretion 4,000, 00 Whiskey.
And we'll go ahead and do it. I can shallow this out just a little bit. %60 power will keep you flying all day long, even with gear, flaps hanging out,
really?
Full flaps, 60%.
We'll keep going.
Well, it will fly. It's going to be doing like 130, but it will fly.
Yeah.
So you're not in danger of stalling or anything.
Right, right. These jet charts are pretty different. Just a little.
Yeah. Once you get used to them and use them, it's kind of nice because there's a lot of information on one page.
Yes. Yeah.
The government charts are better on certain aspects because it's got the little airport diagram on the government charts, which would tell you how long the runway is.
Right.
This one doesn't really tell you the length of the runway you're landing on, right?
Right.
Whereas the government charts, I think, do, right? Oh, yeah, I'm fogging up.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's go. Go high.
I like to say I have the field, but I really can't tell.
I think that is it. See, there's one there, one there.
Yeah.
And now
I think that's the Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Then.
All right. Do I have a rag over there? Here, you can use this one if you want.
All right.
I don't know if it'll come back again. It probably will come back again. I think that is the airport over there that way.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Citation 008 Whiskey, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, 00 Whiskey.
Golly.
Yeah, it builds up quick.
And flaps and gears, 200 knots is the speed.
Okay.
And that's what the F-15 means, flaps 15.
I gotcha.
And flaps 35 is 166.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I got the field.
Hey, you can call it if you want.
Figure 5 Whiskey Foxtrot, contact.
We're still probably going to just continue out.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
You're so nice and chipper.
We have the field to 00 Whiskey.
008 Whiskey, Roger, verify you're also familiar with McCall Air Force Base, about 6 miles off your left side.
Hey, sir.
Citation 008 Whiskey, clear visual approach, runway 19 left.
Clear visual, 19 left, 00 Whiskey.
Yeah. Good question, though.
All right, let's go flaps 15, speed checks.
All right, speed checks.
And you would always make sure before you move, just because I said it.
Right, verify.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I might want them, and I didn't look at speed. That's kind of,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
You want to make sure we didn't turn at that airport, though.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Landing down.
And we've been cleared to land, so we'll get the light on, right?
That's right.
Jason Georgia Whiskey, contact Tower 118.2. Have a good morning.
Tower 118.2, you as well, Zero Whiskey.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and get gear down. I usually do that right when if I was by myself, right when I'm busy.
Right.
Southwest 1186, contact departure.
We're cleared for the approach, not to land.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Tower 0 Juliet Whiskey is with you, visual 19 left.
Station 300 Juliet Whiskey, Wichita Tower, good morning, runway 19 left, clear to land.
Cleared to land 19 left, 0 Juliet Whiskey, good morning.
All right, there you go. All right, let's get flaps full and make sure you go, or 35.
Okay.
So go down and
speed
35.
checks, 35.
Yep, you got to push down a little bit more.
Oh, I gotcha.
And then right there. And you got to be careful not to go to ground flats because it's not locked out.
It'll let you do it.
It will let you do it.
Gotcha.
All right. We got to wipe so we can see what we're doing.
Station 7 Charlie.
All right, we're going to turn the autopilot off.
Good day.
All right. We're good for our before landing.
I'm going to turn the flight director off.
Landing gears down, flaps 35. Speed brakes are retracted. Airspeed cross check's good. And autopilot's disengaged, yaw damp.
Yaw damp to go. So everything's done before yaw damp. So 3 green, no red, lights are on, flaps are full. So everything's done but the yaw damp.
Yes.
And I'm
you just do that short final.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same as a Baron or Bonanza, right? 3 green, no red, lights are on, flaps are landing.
We're cleared to land.
And I will slow to my ref speed. It'll take about 56% or so. If I'm on glide slope, on localizer, everything hanging out, about 56% will fly ref.
Okay.
Right, about. So we're going to gradually creep up on it.
Yeah.
Technically, by the book, we should be, by the final approach fix, have everything be right on speed, but then you're dragging 100 knots all the way in, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be in the zone about when it's finally trimmed.
Okay.
Approximately, right?
Right.
We'll crank that up and down so it goes back to blue. And then ground's 21.9, right?
Yes.
I got a good crosswind. We'll just leave our blowers going even after landing just to try to keep fogging up while it's on the ground.
Yeah.
The wind is kicking from the side. I thought the winds were down the runway. On the ATIS, no?
I guess not.
Did you write it down? What was it?
I didn't write down the winds, no.
Alright, that's alright.
The signature is going to be over on our right.
Correct. Down on this end almost, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll try to pay attention and get back down. I'm a little high, little fast. That's why the power's a little low, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I'll pull it back to idle.
Sure.
But then you have to aggressively get back in with it. And I'm actually pushing a little bit because I know I want my trim to fly ref. At power setting, it's going to be about, somewhere in that
right at the takeoff trim.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
All right, yaw damp's away. Before landing checks are complete. My little donut is showing, my flight path marker showing over the runway, sort of.
All right.
Maybe a little bit left. I'll scooch back over. We'll scooch back over. And we're getting a little low. We'll trade some speed.
Yeah.
For altitude, right? Plus, I got to get up and get the nose down so I can see where we're going to. Right.
Pick it up.
All right, now we're looking good. And then if I was right on speed, right on perfect everything,
yeah.
At the 50 feet, power goes to idle.
Right? Minimums.
Continue, because the speed will pretty much stay the same all the way down. At the threshold is 50 feet, right?
Yeah.
Right there, power's coming to idle, and we'll do a little bit of a flare. Because we got a lot of runway. And my fans expect a nice smooth landing, right? There's the runway. We'll get ground flaps. I did that myself up over the gate.
Okay.
And I'll get on the brakes. I'm going to get off the pitot heats. But I don't think I told you, it's 2-minute limit on those or they'll overheat.
Gotcha.
We'll make Bravo, if he asks. I'm going to get our flaps up.
Station 0 Juliet Whiskey, safe parking.
Signature.
Station 0 Juliet Whiskey, man, this frequency taxi via Alpha to Signature.
Taxi Alpha to Signature with you, 0 Juliet Whiskey.
So that's the second one, right? November.
Yeah.
Alpha, right? And then I'll get my anti-collision off and my taxi light off.
All right.
All right, we're going to go back into here. I'm going to take some pictures. Don't let me miss my turn. Take a picture, boom. Scroll down, take a picture. Take a picture of the hubs. All right.
Here's your turn.
Very good. All right, welcome to Wichita.